Hello everyone. A very good evening. I hope I'm audible perfectly, right? Can you please acknowledge that if I'm audible all perfectly and the screens are being visible properly? I can verify it, but still I'm just looking forward to that. Okay, good to go with that then. Okay, hi, how are you? A very good evening. A very good evening. A very good evening to all. Good evening, please. So, are you all ready and set for day 3? Because it's gonna be the quite interesting. Are you all excited for the day 3? Okay, perfect. That's good. So, is there anything you wanted to just ask from day 1 and day 2, both of it? Anything? Anything you wanted to just go with the previous 2 days? Okay, that's good to know about it, Nikhil. You're interested and you're excited too. That's good to know. Okay. Okay, then let's begin. I hope students are joining still, but I'll just give a brief about what we are just gonna do. Okay, as per the today's way. So welcome to the third day of our CPP programming journey by SmartEd. Uh, Today we are gonna touch 3 most important and wonderful concepts that's been there in CPP. That's arrays, strings, pointers. So when we talk about these concepts, and all, see, these 3 of them is very crucial. Okay, whether you're just covering with C style or CPP style, any of it, it will be the same as of it. Okay, it will not be the different what you wanted to just start. Okay, and how you wanted to start. Correct. So as per the conditions, as per the logics of the conditions you have, you will be just all having the same approaches. Correct. So these approaches will also be same. Okay, these approaches will also be same, which will be there. Right, so this is basically all gonna be the conditions, is gonna be happening. What the changes would be there with the perfectly approaching. I hope all of you might have studied about the strings, with this arrays, strings and the pointers, and make sure we are just gonna do the entire programs and everything on a Visual Studio, in the CPP, right? Okay, and we'll also just get it sure that what you're just trying to write it, correct? Firstly, perhaps of any of the changes you wanted to maintain, whatever the logics you just need to there, you should have the perfect understanding about why this array, strings and the pointer matters, right? So let me just open the Visual Studio also along with it, so that we side by side we practice also, so that we are not left with any of the other things. See, Nikhil, is it a difference as being there or not? Okay, it is only arrays while you do into the Python, CPP, C, Java, anywhere. Okay, the theoretical meaning is all same. Okay, theoretical is all same. So what it matters basically is writing way. Okay, the writing pattern would be just a changeable. That's it. Just the syntax would be changing. Never mind what and how. Okay, rest about it is everything same. Correct. So about it is everything is same. That doesn't matter. Okay, over here. So you just need to acknowledge it, how the values are being getting it changed. How many of you have actually studied about the array, strings, pointers and all a bit of into the prior way? How many of you have actually studied about, like, okay, this array, strings, pointers? Can you please say yes or no for it? Is there anyone? Okay, obviously you will be, but still, if you did not, we are gonna do it today about it, right? Mainly some of the approaches, what it matters is how do you write it, okay, and what all the conditions you write it. So arrays are among of that. Okay, so an introduction about this will be just giving you the changes what is there, right? Why array, strings and the pointers only? In the world of programming, every efficient solution begins, correct, with understanding how the data is being stored and accessed, and it is going to be manipulated with the help of the memories, correct? Then there is arrays, strings and the pointers come into a play. Check it. So now 3 of them has been used, okay, for not just building the block, okay, they are just how the core of the computers operate at the low level rating, right, or the low level operations of the programming. Arrays also gonna be allowing you to organize the data into a very contiguous memory, okay, for just like, okay, how faster the accessing will be done. Okay, strings enable us to work with the text and the users input efficiently, whereas pointers gives you a powerful control over the memory, because there should be a references, there should be a performance optimizations in everything. So these approaches will be just going to help you out for 3 of the parameter aspects, correct? The string, the arrays, okay, the pointers, each of them in the CPP will be making you understand about the data is going to be considerate of, right? So whether you're just managing the dynamic data, creating the efficient algorithms, or working with the system level programming into the C or CPP, Java or Python, right, mastering the arrays, okay, into that will be giving you the strings, which is being not negotiables, correct? These are just the core elements which just differentiates the CPP. Okay, so this will only give you a condition which just have the abstract of these value level detailings, right? Okay, so these are just gonna be the advantages out of it, which is gonna be oftenly there as to master it, right? The 3 of them is, first of all, the fundamental tools of the CPP for data storage and all. Secondly, we are gonna use the efficient data for processing the memory control. Okay, so these memory controls will be having some kind of a level which it gives you, or it basically collects the data out of it, okay, but any case the data is not being matching, it would not be there. The third one we have is the procedurals. Okay, the object programming procedurals would be there, which just gives you a considerations with how you just need to write it and what all the values you just need to write it as per your convenience, right? Now here it goes with an arrays. We will be learning about the type of arrays. We will be learning out how to declare the arrays, modify the arrays, okay, and what all the conceptual things, okay, you should know about it. Okay, in this, the CPP, the arrays are kind of the short way where we just try to write it, but okay, in the upcoming way, arrays store a fixed size of the sequential collections, okay, of the elements of the same type. Okay, if we have the type that's int, if we have the type that's basically, okay, if we have the type, okay, that's basically the int, okay, or if we have the type of float, okay, or if we have the type of boolean, okay, and any and the so on, we can say. Okay, so this means what? This means like, okay, each and every conditions of the type should be there, but the same data type of that collection should have the elements in this, right? Thank you, Mohit. Okay, I hope you liked it and you are gonna work ahead also. Correct. Now array where we just store a collection of data, but it is oftenly more to use to think about the collection of variables of the same data types. Okay, a collection can make the more same data types out of it. Okay, the memory which is being efficient, okay, over here, as per if you see the some of the characteristics of the arrays are being there, it should be of the fixed size, and it should be if it is a static kind of an arrays, okay, and all, most importantly the thing which comes is like, okay, it should have the same kind of the data type. Okay, all of the elements should have the same data type. Most importantly into this is like what? Okay, it could be a single, it could be a dynamic, okay, or like 1D 2D arrays, okay, multi-dimensional arrays also. Okay, how do we declare it? You should write it type. This is a syntax of declaring it. Array name and the array size. Okay, this is how you can declare your array. Okay, over here, once you declare your array, and this is just a good way to just initialize your array, right? And make sure there should not be any out kind of a bounds should be there of the array. Okay, array should serve as a kind of the pointers also to the first elements, right? Now if I'll say this is a elements, the set of elements I have, right? So in this set of elements, what is gonna be happening is, first of all, I'll be enclosing in this, right? Secondly, if I wanted to just check, okay, what is an index of this particular element, so from left to right, okay, L to R, it is gonna be from 0 to nth. Okay, like if I'll say what is the index of 1, okay, the index of 1 is basically 0, okay, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, or you can say n minus 1 also, we can say it. What I need to just tell, can you let me know? Either you can write it, okay, 0 to n, okay, or n minus 1, doesn't matter. Okay, initially from here L to R, that's left to right, it starts from 0 to the value you have. But if we calculate, okay, from okay, right to left, it starts from basically is minus 1. Okay, minus 1, minus 2, from left to right. Okay, right to left, okay, we have to write it. Minus 3, minus 4, okay, and so on. Basically minus 5, minus 6, Okay, and up to so on how many the values are being there, right? So whatever the values we have, up to that we have to go with this, right? Also, the condition initializes if I have this as an of all the type of it, okay? Yeah, that what, like, okay, n minus 1, okay? If you have for this, you can see all of them has a type of int. But same if I'll just write it 1.2 comma 4.1, okay, minus also you can include, okay, minus 3.1, okay, and so on. So all of them has a data type of like what? Rabi, I didn't got you. I need to go from day 1 to day 3. Just focus on a day 3, and then after, like, okay, when we are just trying to come a bit, okay, coverage, okay, I'll repeat it what we did into the day 1 and day 2, okay. Okay, so if the float is there, now this is the data type of a float, okay. If we have a boolean, so we have true or false, okay, and so the things goes on, okay. Similarly in the arrays, okay, this is how you declare first of all the array. That is an array int the numbers, correct? And what are the values would be there, okay, and how the values would be there, it is just gonna be there, right? Okay, how the values will be beginning, correct? Okay, now this is a declaration. How you do the declaration? Int number 5, that's in declaration how you're doing it. Int is basically the type, numbers, okay, how you declare the array, the name of the array, okay, then you have the element, that's 5, okay. After that you initialize it, okay, but number of, this is not like, okay, 5 is only the element, okay. This means in the array or the name of the array, that's basically the numbers, okay, we are just gonna have the 5 elements to place, okay, the 5 elements to place 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, correct? Now into this we are just going to go with what initializing we have, okay. In the declaration, in the provisional, in the memory layouts, correct, all of them would be having the same approaches, correct, all of them would be having the same approaches, what you are just trying to write it. So if we have the number which is being there on a 0th in place or the 0th index, what is that? Okay, so you're just writing it the address value, okay, so these are the address value, although you don't need to remember it, without that also we can just get the output, okay. But initially at the 0th place we have 10, at the first place we have 20, 30, okay, and the second place, third place we have 40, and fourth place we have 50, right? Okay, so these are the just in memory addressables, okay. No need to write the memory addressables because it's not gonna help you out anyway right now, okay. But if you have the dynamic array allocations, so you need to define it, okay, about it, like it, the memory should be free. Now if let's talk about if your mobile phone is being there and if you have the memory storage of 128 GB or 1 TB or whatever it is, so that's fixed, okay. After 128 GB it is not gonna come like, okay, 129 GB also, right, okay, or 130 GB also. If the bandwidth of the storage is like 128 GB, that's it, okay, not more than that, but less than that you can delete out, okay, whatever it's there, okay, you can easily do it, right. So this is just like in higher level languages will be just defining how you write the code out of it, okay, and what all the codes, okay, you should be getting it when you just need to write it, right. Now 5 of the condition you should remember while you work with the homogeneous collections. We are just gonna go with the program also, okay, right now, and I'll show you how to write the program and all of the 2D array, 1D array first of all, then 2D array, right, okay. It should be a homogeneous collection, all of these, okay, the features I've already told you, but the homogeneous basically like for the same I would say type into the memory addressables, okay, and all, And in all the memory addressables, okay, the conditions will be making you the conceptual point, okay, out of it. So now array should be decayed, okay, towards the pointer. What is a decay? Decay means pointing the first elements towards losing the size of the information. Now let's say if I have 4 numbers, okay, if I have already used, okay, the first number, I'll be not using the first number again. And if I use, okay, the second number, I want to be using the second number again. And if I'm just gonna use the third number, I'm not gonna use the third number, then fourth number, right? So basically this is a common kind of the points are being there which represent the grids, okay. In the multiple dimensional we have n into n matrix, right? Let's say 3 into 4, 4 into 5, okay, and all. So this is a n into n matrix which is known for the multi-dimensionals, okay, and this could be the point. Now let me just tell you how do we write, okay, this entire way. But what is an iterations and everything, yesterday if you have missed it, you can see it, okay. So you can see, hello Mridul Gupta, please watch it on the today's session, okay. Okay, so the iteration patterns will be just getting towards the loop, okay. So each loop will be getting you the certain chances, right, of it, and it will just only gonna depend upon what you need to write it, right, okay, and how you wanted to write it. So this entire iteration is gonna be the number. So if I'm just writing it int is equals to I should be less than 5, okay, I should be less than 5, okay, if you just try to get the output, okay, and how you just need to get the output, that's also matter, okay, over here. So these values will be having the algorithm that is known as STL algorithms, right? Now what is an STL algorithm? Basically, yes, okay, in towards, okay, the STL, whenever we forward, okay, the STL algorithms and everything into it works into the CPP only, right, okay. Right now STL means standard template library, okay. This is just a collection of the generic functions, correct? Yeah, the Cambridge podcast studio, okay, we are just doing it, okay, the one of the programs. So just give me 1 minute maximum, right? So now these STLs and all will be having the conceptual way. How do we declare, how do we initialize and everything? Let's go back, okay, to it. Ma'am, I didn't get the attendance form yesterday, please kindly provide me that. Rami is okay, the attendance form was already pinged, okay, into the chat section, so you can just have a look about it, okay, because when we end the class, that is being attendance form, okay, and all is being provided to you, okay. So you may just check if possible for the yesterday, okay, so that it can help you out. Okay, let's start with the working. Now once we start, okay, or once we have the values associated with it, so just have a look, okay, how do we write it, okay, the certain kind of programs and all. So most probably these kinds of programs are gonna help you out if you just write, okay, the most out of it. Now inside this, into the most out of it, first of all, I hope like you all know how to write it, and please open your VS Code with if you are just trying to see like, okay, only the theoretical we are just gonna learning. No, there is no theoretical learning, it is only because of theoretical plus practical learnings are being there, right? So it could be like that. Include the IO stream, okay. So it's in CPP. Techno, it's not right now. I'm not gonna put, okay, the attendance sheet for today, the date 3. Within 5 minutes, when we are just ending the class, okay, you will get the attendance sheet, okay. The form would be there, so you have to fill that, okay. So don't expect right now. By the ending of the class, you will get it. Just focus on to what we are doing it today. So first of all, we are just going to have include the IO stream. This line is just a header file, okay, where we are just gonna put the input output of the functions like CA and C out, okay, and everything we have, correct. So these kind of a C in C out will put, okay, into an agenda, okay, out of it. So these kind of an agendas will be starting on how you write it, correct, and what all the conditions, okay, you have, okay, what are the points, okay, you have. Then we have using the namespace. So many days, okay, we are doing it now. So I hope you are all are now habitual of it. Shweta, yesterday attendance sheet was already circulated, okay. So it's not like, okay, today we are not gonna circulate the day 2, okay. Today the day 3 attendance sheet you will get it. It was already circulated, it was already pinned, okay, pinned towards your chart sections also. So it is there, okay. Now let's make it an int main, which is the opening file of it. Okay, so this is basically the opening point, where the starting point where the execution of the file will be there. So first of all, if I'll write it const int, okay, the size, which is equals to 5, okay. Now here you are just declaring the constant integer which is being named the size and assigning towards the value 5. And let me just tell you, these PDFs, these presentations, at the end of the class you will get it, okay. I've already put it into the drive file. I'll put into your chat box also, okay. You can download it, okay, the files, if you want it as an of help. So everything is being explained, okay, over there. Every single thing is being explained, kind of, okay, and with the programs, okay, we have, so doesn't matter. Now once you do it, the constant integer name, the sizes is equals to 5. That means we are assigning the value 5, and the array will be having the 5 elements, and the size cannot be changed into the program. If I've already given the fixed kind of, I would say, the size of the elements, so it is kind of good, so it cannot be changed later into the program. So you can just have a look like what we are just trying to write it and how we are just trying to write it. So in this a kind of the program, now you are gonna give the const of the int numbers, the data type, okay, or the numbers, okay, you have the size to be declared inside it, that's it, and that's on fixed the declaration of array of size 5. Now after that, what we have is the input elements, okay. This is basically what declaration of an array, or you can say declare the array of size 5, okay. After this, we're gonna put first of all the input numbers, okay, which would be there, or you can say the input sections, okay, out of it. So this input section which will be there, we are just gonna write it C out, enter the numbers, okay, like this. Okay, so this is a C out, okay, enter the numbers like this, okay. Then we are just gonna put the for loop. Those who haven't I would say the loop. So now yesterday, if you remember, we did it I would say that's if and else, correct. Now what is a for loop into the CPP? The for loop is also like a control flow statement which used, okay, into the block of code, and it is repeatedly known for number of iterations we have, correct. So number of iterations will be exactly same when we just try to write it, okay. And how we just try to write it is into the CPP or C++. If you know exactly how many times you wanted to loop, okay, or you want to have the loop into the block of code, okay, you use the for loop, okay, instead of a while loop, okay. And in this program you will be just trying to write it a for loop, int I is equals to 0, I is less than the size I plus plus. Okay, the size I plus plus. So obviously it's in loop, so we are just gonna initiate, okay, the loop of R. And in this loop, what majorly you're gonna do it is, or what majorly it has is the prompting of user to enter the 5 numbers with the help of using the for loops to store each input of the number array using the Cn numbers, okay, of the I. So now we're just gonna simply write, okay, the 2 things. One of them is Cout to just get the value of the orientation, okay, this one. And another one is, obviously it's not indented, okay. Now if we see, this is the indentation is provided, okay, like this. So this is an indentation is being there. Where the Shyambu, right, where are you talking for? Why you put the const? Okay, so what it happens is, majorly about it is, you are gonna just declare it as one of the variable, okay. So there is 3 variable declarations are being there: let, var and const, okay. This topic comes under, like, okay, the scope. So when we have the entire allocations to be done for what you are just trying to write it, you have to declare it onto basically a variable formats, right? Now let's just go with an output of it, elements. Okay, so the output of the elements is gonna be there. So for it, we're gonna write it like we just required in the, this is for the /n is basically for the I would say you're putting into the next lines and all. So let's say you entered /n. Okay, again I'm gonna use the for loop. Again same, okay, so you can copy it from the above side. Right, for int I plus plus, then again you're gonna write it Cout less than numbers I less than this. Check here. So now as the final step, we will be just calculating the sum out of it. Again, we just need, okay, some of the same loops, okay, to attain till the 0th. Ma'am, can you share all these PPTs and the PDF link in the WhatsApp group community? Okay, sure, I'll give you into the WhatsApp group community. I'll also put it into this, okay. I have the drive file link, okay, with me. So I will also put it into this, okay. Okay, but don't worry, but have a patience, that's it, okay. If you're just gonna have the patience, I would be providing each and every single way out of it, okay. So don't worry. So now as an of the final step, we will be just keeping our int as an of the 0. So sum exactly of the 0. Over here, what we basically need, okay, is out of the context. This is a sum calculation. First of all, we are initializing the sum as a variable towards the 0. Then we are looping, okay, that's through the array and adding each element to the sum. Third is basically after the loop, sum of all containing the total values, we are just trying to write it. And when we are done with this, okay, then we are just trying to go the sum of it, okay, and returning towards it. So Adrika, I don't know whether you have attended the day 1 or not, okay. So the Cin and Cout, both in the CPP is like what? These are the fundamental objects for standard input and standard output, okay, operations. Why do we use Cout? Okay, it's basically we use for the output conditions, okay, about it, okay, and each and every conditions, okay, about it is gonna be getting the outputting the data into the console. If we wanted the output, so we write it, okay, this symbols, okay, these symbols we write it. And if we need the input, that's Cin, okay, if it is basically the Cin, so we used to write it like this. If it is an in, so we write it like this. And for what reason we use it? The Cin basically is for inputting the data, for requesting some data, and Cout is basically for just providing the outputs, right? So now can you assume what would be the output out of it? Can you please assume like, okay, what would be the output? Then we are just gonna go with the pointers, please. What would be the output, please? The statement line number, please. Give me the line number. This one, C out and C in. Okay. Mainly, why do we write it C out and C in? This is just a prompt where you are just getting, first of all, what you are just doing it, you are getting the 5 numbers, okay? You wanted to just get the 5 numbers. So let me just break down this code. C out, enter the 5 numbers. This is basically when you, this line will print the message that user saying enter the 5 numbers. Then we have, it prepares the user for the input operations, okay? /n is basically moving the cursor towards the next line, okay, or pressing the enters, correct, okay, over here. Then moving towards the for loop is for int I is equals to 0, I less than as size, I plus plus. So this is for the for loop that runs from I is equals to 0 to I is equals to 4, because size is equals to 5, okay? We can't 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is already we are just getting the 5 numbers, so we can't put 5 inside it, okay? So the loop runs 5 times each element into the array, okay? Each time each element into the array we would be having it, and this would be just presenting what you just need to write it and how you just need to write it into particular the conditions out of it, the second loop, okay, out of it, I is equals to 1, and it will print the element 2 out of it, right? So the output you just need to write it. So let's just see the output of it, the terminal. Okay, let's just save it. G++ program CPP. Then you will be having it, okay, this way. Enter the first elements, let's enter the 2. Enter the second element, let's enter the 5. Let's enter the third element, 4, 5, 6. So what is gonna be there? What we calculated is sum of the array elements, right? And what you have entered is the 5 element that ask the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. But what is gonna be happening is from 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6, what the value you got it is 20. Okay, let me just recall it once again. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and all. So if I'm just continuing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the sum of array is 10, right? So this is how you're writing it. You can't exceed, okay, with the value of more than 5. Clear? Any questions, please? A very simple out of it. Correct. So here how we have just access it and all. In the, if it is a multi-dimension, okay, if the value is being there as one of the multi-dimensions and everything, so this is how you will be getting it for the multi-dimensions, right? 2D arrays. Okay, so if it is a 2D array, this will be just getting you done with what? This is a matrix, row of 0, row of 1 and row of 2, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, right? So there how you are just gonna write it. In this multi-dimension, it is a 2D arrays, okay? It is like what the 2D array would be there. If I just wanted to put the same out of it, okay, or let me just show you one of the example. In this, what you basically gonna do it is in the 2D array. I'm just commenting it. Okay, inside the 2D array, the commands what would be having it is like this. Okay, this is what you just need to write it. It's the same what we are writing it for the previously. But over here in the 2D multi-dimensional arrays and everything, we generally just go with, okay, the rows and the columns. Okay, Tarun, it's nothing. Basically, you are already being defining the variable. You are just getting the declaration. You're putting the loops to access the input elements. You're putting the loop for output of the elements. Correct. Then you are just making one more variable, that's sum, and after that printing the value out of it. Right. So now we have been going with that, including the IO stream. This is for the 2D array. If we wanted to just go with it, okay, the multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, it's being there. The code to be written for the matrix, the 2 dimensionals. Okay, it will come under what? It will come under this particular n into n matrix, right? And n into n matrix, okay, what is gonna be happening, or what all the values would be there in this? We are just basically writing all of the conditions out of it, rows and the columns. Okay, 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and how does matrix is being there as basically n into n. This is how the matrix has been written, rows and the columns. Once you have declared the rows also, that's basically the variables. Okay, over here, once you have declared all the rows and the columns also, what you're just doing it as the matrix rows and columns is going to declare the 2D array of the integer. Then furtherly, in this way, entering, or we were just going to enter the elements out of it, right? Now this part will take the input from the user. The outer loop is I, which goes with each row. The inner loop is j, which goes with each column. So I, we are just giving it to the row, and j, we are just giving with the column. When the matrix, the Cin, the input, in means input, the matrix would be there. It is just gonna be storing with what has been having, or entered the value with the corresponding positions into the matrix. Correct. Secondly, over here, when we have to go with an output to just get the what is gonna be there, this will print the message out, okay, of it. Now let me just give you an example. Let's say, let's run. Okay, over here, let me just enter the element of 0 0. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So what is the matrix? Matrix is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So how many rows we have? 2 rows are being there. This row, the row number 1, and this row number 2. How many columns we have? The 3 columns we have. Correct. So here now you will get the properly the approachment of basically what you need to define within elements you have. Correct. So these elements will be having the conceptualized part out of it, okay, which will lead towards what you are just trying to write it. So it is the only way out of it which is being defining, right? Clear? A very important way. Nothing, just way out of it. We just did it, okay, for the 1D. Now we are just going with the 2D. So now this is how we write the strings. Okay, hello world. Okay, now if I have to just write a string out of it, char greetings, okay, and I wanted to write a string out of it as hello world. Make sure if you're writing it, the string, it should be encapsulated into what? The quotations, either the single quotations or either into the double quotations, but make sure it should not be having the opposite pairs, okay, of the quotations. So what you're gonna do it is having the pair of the quotations, which will be just resembling. But the main aspect of this is you in another languages it happens with the single quotes and also properly, but over here what you just need to be care about it is gonna be same. Correct, I guess. Like, okay, you just need to write it, okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 and all. Okay, so this is basically we are just putting into a string. So each of the string we wanted to just get it in equivalent width. So H is a single string, E is a single string, L is a single string, okay, double L a single string, O is O is a single string and all. Even the space is also a string, okay. So what you just need to write it is the conditions out of it, okay, what is gonna be started for. Okay, now let me just tell you what is how do you write, okay, these operations and everything. It's your, okay, the strings already, like, okay, you are being very familiar with, okay, how do you need to get about the members, okay, about it. Now what is the, I would say, I think I've written the pointers, yeah. Now the point is, what is the pointers now? Okay, if I talk about a very layman language, correct, out of it now with the, so this PPTs, okay, the 3 PPTs and all, also we are just gonna go with a lot of PPTs, right? We are just gonna go with a lot of explanations, okay. Right now in these PPTs, it's in full of explanation, it's in full of like the programs inside it, day 1, day 2, day 3, full of programs are being there, so do not miss it, okay. So you just need to write in the it's Manorma, right? You just need to write it, okay, in the square bracket 1, 2 and 3, that's it. It will access it. Okay, what is the pointers in the CPP? Pointers over here refers for the variable that stores the memory addressers of the another variable, which instead holds a direct value, okay. It just gives you holding of the direct value, the locations into the memory where the user has to be storing it. Just like at your home, you will be having a storage room, and where you are just gonna just take that thing out, okay, the object out, okay, which is being needed to you, okay. And if that is not being needed to you and all, okay, you will not be taking it out, okay. So you're gonna point that, okay, you're just gonna be pointing that out, okay, with the declaration it has. Now how do we get it, okay, the pointers into the CPP? First of all, as per yesterday we did the functions, correct? What we did it is, we were just trying to pass the arguments by the reference of the functions, right, okay. Then we were implementing it like the linked list, trees, graphs and all. Then what we were using it is basically working with the arrays and the string efficiently about it, right? So these all the things were creating the function a manual effect, correct? It was just getting it another variable. So that what the meaning is being there, getting the CPP as one of the easiest manner. This is a regular variable we used to write it, and we used to write it PTR, that's in basically keywords for the pointer to the numbers, correct? And how does it write, okay, and what is does it get an access for, the values get access for, that depends with the variables you have, correct? In the CPP, whenever you are just pointing it out, okay, any variable out of it, see, everything you can't say like, okay, this would be there or that would be there, but most of the things would be covered, okay, during the boot camps, okay. Each and every topic should be like, okay, address, okay, and it will be just being taught to you, okay. So this is simply like, okay, you can get a clear examples, okay, whenever you are just accessing a basic pointers, right? Now you're gonna modify, you can null, okay. But what is an arithmetic of it? Arithmetic is basically where you are just precising the elements, okay. Now let me say that how do you write it, okay. Let's say, how do we write the pointers, right? Okay, the IO stream, okay, using the namespace. The simplest way to know about the pointer is, or like, okay, I will say the simplest way to remember what is the pointer is the variable that stores the address of another variable, okay. And you can also refer it the variable to store the memory address of the another variable. Just like, okay, let's say if you are gonna have the conditions, okay, out of it, you just determine for what you are just trying to write it, right? Let me just tell you. Okay, let me just tell you, this is the diagram. Okay, one pointer, two pointer. Okay, the variable is being there. This diagram which is being there, it shows the memory representation of pointers to pointer, or the double pointers, you can say. Pointer 1 and pointer 2 is the double pointers, you can say. We can easily understand that the address of the variable, that is address 1, is stored in the pointer 1. Okay, and the address of pointer 1, that is address 2, is being stored into pointer 2. So this is known as pointer, or you can say double pointers or pointers to pointers, right? Okay, and this is how you can be able to just fetch all the conditions for whatever you are just trying to write it, and howsoever you're just trying to write it, okay, with the values attaining in it, right? Okay, this could just also let you know that which of them has a more phase out of it. Now how do you write, okay, the code out of it? Namespace, using the namespace, okay, sgt. Okay, after that, int main, open the entry point, int of x is equals to 10, which is storing x variable, that's 10. Okay, now we are just gonna write int into the ptr, that's in pointer, which is equals to and of x. Now what is an and of x? That's basically a pointer to x, right? Okay, we are referring towards pointer to x. Okay, that's why we are writing it and of x. Now I'm just gonna write it cout is less than, like, okay, value of x, okay, value of x, okay, and all. Then we are just simulating, okay, with what you just need to try it, the x with the indel. That's mean, like, okay, we don't require anything else. Okay, so copy it like 3-4 times so that we can just just quickly change the action points. Another one, we will be just trying to get it, the address of x. Ma'am, is the pointed address the same after calling? Okay, I'm showing you, Manorma, just hold a second please. Right, now we will be just saying, you will itself, okay, will see it, what has been there, what the ptr pointer holds. Okay, then we have, okay, over here also, that's the value pointer by the p. By the ptr. Okay, now first of all we had the x. Okay, now I'll just write at the end of x what is gonna be there. Okay, then I'm just gonna see that what is my ptr, that's in pointers. Okay, then I'll be seeing, like, okay, what is the value of the ptr. Okay, and then after that, once you do everything, just return the 0, and let's just run this. What would be the output? What would be the output of it? Can you just let me know of this program? So if we see the output, the value of x, what we have is 10. Okay, address, okay, which is being there, which we wrote it, the address is basically this one, 0x and all. Okay, But what is this? Okay, you won't be understanding it. The value you got at x, okay, x is equals to obviously 10. Address of x, this will print the memory address of the variable x. Okay, you can't calculate it manually. Okay, it will already, the pointer will see that where it has been located and where it has been, like, make it a conditions out of it, right? It will just see it itself. Secondly, we have is pointer, where the pointer ptr, this is basically same as of the and x, because ptr is equals to and x. This means the pointer ptr is holding the address of x. Okay, right, so this is only the point would be there. Again, it will hold the value of ptr with the x. Then we will be just trying to get it the most out of it. Okay, is the value pointed by the ptr, that this is only gonna be used as enough. There is one operator that is known as difference operator. That's the reason why I brought it the asterisk sign. So this is a difference operator which helps you out to store the value of the address, the ptr, which is pointing towards the 10. But okay, this is only to address what the value and how the value is being fetched. Correct. Getting the output as hello world, it can't be possible. First of all, you have to compile it, okay, your program on a VS Code with this. Okay, just rewrite the program.cpp file, whatever you have it, then you just need to write it like this, /program. If you're using the window, I've already told how you need to use the windows also. The two ways of that, okay, balad, right? Okay, the pointers are being there, two ways are being there. Ma'am, can you tell me which programming language is best for the software development? C++ and Java. Okay, any of that you can just pick. Okay, doesn't matter. Correct. Okay. If I'll show you another program out of it, this will only point. Okay, one of the condition is this: int main array is being there, storing the storage value, the memory value is 3, that is storing 10, 20, 30. We are just pointing the int, okay, difference of it, the p points to the first element. You would like to get it, okay, only the I less than basically 3, and it is gonna have the increment of I. Okay, now what would be the value would be there and how would be there? 10, 20, 30. The first element only less than 3. 0, 1 and 2. That's it. Not 3 is not included. 0, 1 and 2, which is being 10, 20 and 30. Right? Okay, the value would be just getting it sorted. Okay, with that. So these value points and everything you have to acknowledge for what you are just trying to write it and how you just need to write it. Correct? Now the time came for your I would say attendance sheet. Correct? And I'll be showing you what you just need to do, okay, onto the attendance sheet. So first of all, let me just tell you, all of you, that down screen is visible, Baba. It's visible. And I'm just gonna pin that, okay? You can see that this is the form which you just need to fill. Okay, let me just take you. First of all, the form is all same. How do you need to fill up? Okay, Mukesh, I'll show you once again. Okay, this is how you're gonna get it. 10, 20 and 30. Okay, first of all, what you just need to do it is open this feedback form. You need to fill it exactly the same form. Okay, exactly the same form. Okay, let me just take you towards the, if you wanted to go with a campus, obviously I would definitely appreciate, okay, that there is a program which is going by the SmartIt, okay, that is known as campus ambassadors. Okay, who doesn't like to be a campus ambassador, right? To get the good benefits of the perks, okay, when you work harder, correct? So now if you open this form, okay, the campus ambassador form and all, okay, there would be a form which is being presented, okay, over here. And let me just clear you one thing, okay, let me just take you, okay, about one thing is a campus ambassador program is being powered by SmartEd, and this program is being taken to you towards a different heights, okay, of it. This on-campus program ambassadors is gonna be taken into the considerations if you're being so passionate advocate for innovation and the education, and someone which is being deeply involved into the student communities and everything. I believe it can bridge the gap between SmartEd and the thousands of students, okay, on your campuses with the strong, I would say, communication skills, events, and everything. We can put the event organization experiences and digital presence and all. So, what all the responsibilities you need to carry forward, okay, is you need to promote, you need to organize, and you need to engage, being the campus ambassadors. And plus, you will be, once you are being selected as one of the campus ambassadors and all, you will be getting a call for representing your college, okay. If you're interested, definitely fill it up, right? You will be getting a very good perks, okay, from it, and it is actually good. So if you fill the form and if you're not just gonna be interested, your certificates are being cancelled, okay. So you need to fill this, you need to respond it back about it. But you can drive, okay, the awareness about the SmartEd through the creative campaigns, the seminars are being there, the online contents and everything. Engage the students by showcasing the platform's value through the workshops, the demos, and the contest. And you can also gather the feedback and insights, okay, from the peers to help the SmartEd more oftenly, and it will be giving you this. So the benefits you can see: the career opportunities, the official recognitions, the professional growth, the free program access, which is a premium programs which is being provided to you, costing like 4499. It's free of cost for you if you're just going ahead. So there is you need to submit the applications. There would be an interview, okay. The team will be giving you the casual conversations, and there would be a selection process, right? And how do you have to be there is the leadership excellence, communication mastery, professional networking, and event marketing, right? So let's just join on to the campus ambassador program. And I see the campus ambassador role is not just a title, it is a mission to make the smart learning accessible and inspiring for everyone. So I'm ready to see that how many of you wanted to grow together with the SmartEd while helping others to grow smarter. So let's just inspire the next wave of learners together, right? So I hope you have filled the form, okay. So if you have filled the form, kindly please submit it. You can say the yes, okay, over here and submit your form ahead. Clear? I'm just giving you the feedback form once again. The yesterday's attendance is not possible. It's already being closed, okay. Okay, then thank you everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Thanks a lot. Let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a very interesting topics to go ahead. I'll give you the naming of it. Okay, what we are just doing tomorrow is, tomorrow we have the key data structures, that stacks, queues, I would say the linked list and all, right? So tomorrow we are just gonna do another data structures, the key data structures, that stacks, queues, linked list. So I hope you will be joining it on a very good time and start with me, right? I hope you liked it. Just put your feedbacks into the chat sections, okay. I would be really liking, okay, if you are just putting any feedbacks, and I would be seeing it, and yeah, definitely emphasizing it, right? So thank you everyone. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Anyone can apply attendance, is not that. Okay, they will verify it.